Oh, hi. Welcome to Armed Dad. Thank you again for joining me. As always, I'm your host, Warren. Been in the firearm space for around 20 years-ish. Anyway, I love all things shooting, love all things firearms, and I am a big fan of new firearms. What do I have for you here? Well, why don't I go ahead and show you? You know what? Hold on. Before I show you, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you get notified the next time a video drops. And hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Or you can wait till the end of the video. Just, Anyway, let's get down to it. What do I have in this box here? Well, the last time I said what's in the box, it would be a Canik. And again, we're talking about a Canik. The Canik Mete MC9 Prime. Finally got my hands on one, and I am super excited to show you. So let's go ahead real quick and show you what's in the box, and then we will get to it, because I actually bought it while I was at the range, and I got a chance to put some rounds downrange. So not only am I going to bring you a what's in the box, but I'm going to bring you a 100-round review. I know that is not broken in all the way, but come on, let's be honest. You shoot a gun, the first 100 rounds, you kind of know how it feels. So let's get down to it. So what's in the box for the Canik Mete MC9 Prime? Well, in the box for the Canik Mete MC9 Prime, we have, of course, the Canik paperwork. This comes with your owner's manual. It's very important. And the addition that I absolutely love that Canik does is our little what's in the Canik toolbox, and, of course, the assembly and disassembly instructions. So don't lose those, because they could come in handy. These are fairly easy to break down anyway, so not a huge deal. But anyway, let's get into it. So, of course, we have our Canik toolkit. If you haven't seen one of those, it's pretty cool. Let me get another. Looks like a pistol. It's got the little end here for putting the bits in. You open up the bottom of this bad boy, and booyah, you've got, of course, there's little screws in there too. Don't lose those, because they could come in handy, but let's see a bit. I want to see a bit. There's a bit. Bit goes into the end of the little pistol and becomes a screwdriver. Super cool little deal that Canik does. Actually, absolutely love these. Anyway, moving on. Let me put these parts away. While I'm putting the parts away, I can point out the fact that there is a lock right here. Your trigger lock. Safety first, people. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this tucked back in here. Booyah. Up top on the box, we have our the different backings for it. I have the one that came on it. Anyway, you have your extra magazine, okay, and your speed loader. Both good things to have. Now, these are 17-round magazines. They're nice. They're Canik. Like them. Anyway, let's get into the pistol itself. It's a little bit harder to get out of than some of the other ones, and that is because Canik provided you with a Kydex holster. It has the spot for the inside the waistband, and I will also get to the other part of it. Now, the tension on this thing, pretty tight. Anyway, here we are. We've got the pistol, okay? And we'll get to that here in a minute and talk more about it. So we're going to put that off to the side. It's not going to sit there. So we're going to set it off to the side here. And then we're going to go ahead and pull the top layer foam out to reveal what's on the bottom. What do we have in here? Well, we have, as always, with Caniks, our cleaning tools and our punch. And we have, what I was getting at is the paddle side of that holster. So you can, and it's got holes on either side of it, so you can put the paddle on there. Now, I don't know much about the holster. I haven't really tried it yet, so I will touch bases on that at a later video. But I did have someone tell me that they're not a big fan of the tension on this one. However, it does have the adjustable little screw here, and I feel like you could make it work if that's what you wanted to do. But Anyway, so that's what comes in the box. Pretty basic, but all good stuff. Again, Canik does a beautiful job with these boxes. They're nice, heavy-duty boxes. They've got really nice locking latches. They've got the lock holes for being able to lock it up. This is exactly what you'd expect for a nice hard case for traveling. I love it. I love what they've done with that. So let's go ahead and spin that camera back around, and we will take a look at the Canik Mete MC9 Prime from a 100-round point of view. All right, so we took a look at what's in the box. We got to see it shoot a little bit. I'm happy to say that I was able to purchase this and immediately go through 100 rounds through it. I know 100 rounds for most folks would not be broken in, but let's be honest. How many people actually go out there and run a firearm past 500 rounds before they make their decision on it? Most people go out, shoot it for a while and go, not a big fan, or they go, oh, I love this. And honestly, your idea is not going to change that drastically after a 500 round break-in or anything like that. You might notice a few little minor differences in some pistols, but to be honest, that 100 rounds downrange makes you understand whether or not you're going to even enjoy shooting it, and if it's what you're looking for, because a lot of things go into that. The grip, for one, how it feels, the overall, when you're shooting it, how well you can acquire sights, all of that stuff kind of happens in that first 100 rounds. You really get a feel for what you think of that pistol. So if you're not on that point, I'm sorry, you're definitely an expert, or you're a marksman, or you have a lot of time behind a pistol if you go, well, I wait till 500 rounds. Most standard people are not going to wait till 500 rounds. So I'm happy to report back on 100 rounds. I will continue to report back on this firearm because I absolutely loved shooting it for a lot more reasons than just boom, boom. Anyway, let's talk about the nitty-gritty of it. It weighs in at 23.38 ounces. It's got an overall length of 6.73 inches, which is pretty standard for a compact pistol. And the barrel length comes in at 3.64 inches. So just over 3.5 inch barrel. Pretty standard in that compact range. The height is 5.43 inches. Okay. It lends to having a decent grip, enough grip to get on it. That's what you're looking for in a compact pistol. And the width is 1.16 inches. So it's fairly slim. And I like that. It lends to having a pretty good grip on it. Oh, apparently I got something in the grip there. Anyway, I'll have to clean that out. So anyway, it lends to having a good grip on that pistol. Okay, like you really get a nice. I don't have a solid grip. If I had a solid grip, it'd be here, but I'm just kind of holding it up to show you, I guess. Anyway, overall, it's really comfortable to shoot because of all these little things it has. It's not super heavy. It's not crazy wide or having a hard time reaching things. I really do enjoy the way it feels when firing. Anyway, I bet you're wondering, at what price point are you going to get into one of these things? Well, the standard MSRP is $649.99, which it's in that range. Okay, I'm telling you, it's worth every penny of it. They really did a great job with this, and I'm not saying go run out and buy it right now. Do some more research if you want to, but it's really not a ridiculous price point for what you're getting here. In fact, it's a hell of a deal. Just like, I don't know, just like every other Canik I've shot. I feel like the price points that they put on them they make you feel good about it. Okay, now let's talk about some of the things that separate this from the other MC9s real quick. So to start off, one of the new things is the full grip surface stipling. It is all the way around. It is stippled. Okay, and it's a great texture. Now, the texture on it, whilst comfortable in your hand, if you were to conceal carry this and have it rubbing against you all day, that grip is going to wear into you. Okay, it is definitely an aggressive grip, but it's comfortable for shooting. You can put an undershirt on. You can get a holster that's got a nice spot there to keep that from happening, or you can carry it on the outside of your waistband. You don't have to conceal it and tuck it down in the front like all these people do. Now, that is a great thing to have, but there are challenges when it comes to concealed carrying. So remember that the grip is going to be rough. It's definitely an aggressive grip, and I like it. The other thing that this has is a new flat face trigger. Okay, so the trigger is the flat face, and it has a 90-degree break on it. Now, I'm just going to say this because I'm not going to be 100% positive on this. I do like this trigger, but it took some time getting used to, because if you have shorter fingers like I do, you don't fully get on the flat face all the way across until you start to kind of break that trigger. Okay, and so that kind of leaves this little spot where if you have a small finger and you're kind of really reaching for it, you're not quite on it. What you get is you get a catch between that trigger stop and the trigger actually taking off, and then you get it depressed and it kind of goes past that. It's got a little stick point there if your finger's not quite on it all the way. But if you get your finger seated right, smooth. Okay. Once I got adjusted to the way that trigger functions, because I was used to a different style trigger than this, not the full all the way across, I didn't even notice it when I'm shooting, to be honest. I noticed it when I was doing some dry firing stuff that I was getting a little bit of a snag, and I realized my finger wasn't quite fully getting all the way onto the faceplate like it needed to, and I had to adjust the way that I was holding the pistol. So I'm going to chalk that up to a little bit of user error, but it does take some time to get used to the way that sits on the trigger. Because if you're used to like a Glock style trigger where the trigger stop is in the inside of the trigger, you kind of have a little bit of time to get over the top. With this one, you're almost hitting both at the same time, and it kind of does drag a little bit on you if you're not right. Anyway, moving on past that, because that is the only thing that I'm going to say about this that I had to adjust to. I'm not going to say that it was bad. The trigger itself, absolutely beautiful, smooth, nice trigger pull. The recoil on it is just perfect enough that you meet that reset spot on the trigger perfectly every time. Like, every trigger pull was perfectly smooth because that reset point was right there, and I was reset and firing another round. I mean, it is probably one of the smoothest out of the box triggers I have shot. Other than, obviously you're buying, a TTI, you're getting up into like staccatos, things like that. You're going to have really nice triggers. Okay. The price point this is at and what it is, this has one of the top triggers I've ever shot in my life. Once I adjusted to it. So, part of that is due to the enlarged trigger guard. The old MC9s are not quite as big. So, you're definitely going to get your finger in there. No matter how big of fat fingers you have, your finger's going to go in this. There is plenty of gap here for me to, I know someone's going to lose their mind that I'm doing that, right? Because, you shouldn't put your finger, but I'm showing you, like, there's a lot of space here, okay? I promise you, it's nothing in here. Okay, I wouldn't do it if I thought it was dangerous. Stop crying. Anyway, a few other things that this has that is wonderful, okay, is it has the enhanced slide stop lever. Okay, so it's got that nice long slide stop lever that you see on, that I first shot with one on the TTI, and I really like that. It's ambidextrous. It's on both sides. So, if you can't quite get your thumb up there, but you got your finger here, you can absolutely drop that slide. If you're a left-handed shooter, it's right there, so you can drop the slide. So, that's really nice. Let's see. What's the other things? Oh, you see how easy it is to rack that back, actually. The grooves in this thing, fantastic. It's got flared slide, apparently. That's one of the new things they talk about, the flared side, which leads to a lot easier racking. You can grab down here, you can grab here. It's really nice. You get a really great grip on it when you go to rack it. Now, Let's move into the sights. I know a lot of you guys are talking, oh, well, it definitely is cut out. Yep, you've got there so you can add your red dot or green dot or whatever, dot thing you want to put on it. Or if you want to run the standard iron sights, it has a really nice sight picture. It also has, I'm going to pronounce this, according to the website, night fission tritium sights. Can confirm that at night these sights are absolutely just bright, and not bright as in, oh god, they're blinding, but bright as in they are clear as day. Okay, they are clear as day at night. Super cool. Absolutely love this pistol. I love the engraving that they've done on it. Nice little touches, right? So they have the Canik there with the Mete MC9 Prime, but what's funny is when you read that, you're like, ah, cool, and then you kind of roll it over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera. In there, I hope that, yeah, in there, it says Prime. That is just a cool little addition. Like I just like looking down in that cutout and going, ooh, it's a Prime. Anyway, after 100 rounds, I am thoroughly impressed by this little pistol. The accuracy was there from the beginning. I had a little bit of a hard time adjusting and getting used to things, so I will not say that I was the most accurate while shooting it. However, the gun itself, once I got figured out and where I was shooting, performed straight out of the box. So, out of the box, this thing is phenomenal. Not only that, I just saw somebody that was in a competition on Instagram that I watched, seeing that there was somebody who just won a division of the IDPA, I believe, using this, just using the MC9 Prime, and I can see why. Basically, and I'm going to say it, basically what I see here is Canik took competition style pistol and turned it into this mean everyday carry machine. I would recommend that you look into these. If you have shot a Canik and you like Caniks, definitely look into the Prime. If you're looking for a great pistol that comes with all the bells and whistles that you could ever want and room to put more on, this one definitely hits the mark. The trigger's nice, the compensation on the barrel is nice, the sights are nice. Everything about this is phenomenal. So, bravo to Canik. I'm super happy that I was able to get my hands on one of these, and I cannot wait to get out there and shoot some more. So until next time, thank you for joining me. And as always, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification button. That way you get tuned into the next time a video drops. You'll get a little notification to tell you it drops. And I'd appreciate a like at this point, because I like this gun and you like this video. So like this video. Anyway, you can also follow along on Instagram for more content. You can follow me, find me at armeddad.yt. I post more content there, pictures, different things, different than what you see here on YouTube. I'm not posting the YouTube videos to the Instagram. I might post teasers, but mostly you get more content. So go ahead and go over there and follow me there. And well, until next time, get out there and try to find one of these, or at least find some information on it, because it's worth it. See you guys later.